right.
Money.
Oh, yeah.
This now.
Yeah. Here we go. Welcome, folks. This
Hey
is
guys.
the Herd
Hey guys.
of Hope Team Talk. Thanks for coming in, all of you who are here on screen. Nakisha's going to be coming in a little bit. She's got to charge her phone. I'm CC Cryptoman. We're going to do some introductions. We're going to have a great time with you folks. Thank you all who are watching live. Feel free to comment and just enjoy. I'm going to be recording this as well. So let's do some introductions. Why don't we just go a little clockwise over here? We'll start with you, Greg, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your crypto journey.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, well, I started around the beginning of 2022. Last year is when I kind of jumped in, mostly under the auspices of Jonathan Seller. So the guy who was, it's formerly known as the Drip Farm, and then now he's known as the Fud Farm. I don't know. I found his content at the time kind of engaging, and I kind of entered into the DeFi space, more, a little bit more in Forex Sharks territory. But eventually, I did kind of step into Elephant Money. I learned about the community shortly before the parabolic rise, and it was his handling, and you'll probably get this a lot. It was this leader's handling, BT's handling of an extinction level attack where we refused to go extinct. He made everything right. He stood by his project. He just kind of kept going back with innovation after innovation. That really inspired me to gradually move more and more of my crypto holdings, into Elephant Money, which has kind of become a really intricate, broad, diverse ecosystem in its own right. So mostly I'm around kind of cheering people on. I kind of want to be, every community needs a hype man, I guess. So I like to present myself in such a manner that I'm kind of encouraging others who do kind of put the content out there. And
yeah,
I don't know, I try to keep the mood lively, man. But that's me.
that's awesome. I love it.
My turn,
moving
I
on.
guess. Yeah.
Why don't you want to jump in, Ged? We'll go
Hi
clockwise.
guys. So
Okay.
I am Jet. My journey. So maybe I found crypto a long time ago. First time I touched Bitcoin at around $250 or so, but I never had a plan to hold it for the beautiful future. I was using as a currency, but then I started playing poker professionally. There been many activities I've been involved in my life. I was always active everywhere I go. And then DeFi came to my life. I just by accident, I would say. This was about the time when Drip was mooning, but I didn't find DeFi due to Drip. I never bought in, and I am just passive spectator of this crowd. And then the Elephant Money was passed. The Elephant Money at that time was just starting to go parabolic. The guys passed the chart in one of the chats. I ignored it, and then the week later they passed the chart. It's still beautiful, and then it looked kind of interesting. I started exploring what is Elephant Money. At first I threw in 1K. I remember just to keep an eye on the chart, and then I started watching every single video about Elephant Money. I was watching every single AMA with BT, and that's when I was impressed, and that's when clicked. And then I joined the Elephant Money chats. I joined the chats, and then the attack happened. And then, I don't know, I felt like, okay, this is the time, we have to, stay strong and fight it, because it is something that you have to fight for. And yes, and, the time is showing that, it was right move and right wish to pursue this project, because it will be one of the main topics. Like today, crypto space is all about the Pepe, but soon the times will come when all DeFi community will be speaking about the elephant. So it's nice example what's coming to our house. So basically, yes, DeFi in my eyes is it started from elephant. I kind of started learning more about the elephant, because now I am surrounded by a lot of amazing people, with great brains, and like so much knowledge is passing through my eyes every single day. And yeah, it's a great place to be. I'm happy I found a DeFi, and yeah, I'm happy to be with you guys here.
That's great. Springs, good
Hey,
to
what's
see
going
ya.
on, everybody? Good to see you
Going on?
guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
so hello, everyone. My name is Zach Minter. I am the founder and operator of DeFi Springs. Although I may be the youngest guy in the crowd today, I think I may have a little bit more experience than some of the other guys. I've actually been in crypto for about 8 years now, going on 9. I started getting into crypto kind of my senior year of high school, where I was learning, about Bitcoin, and kind of like Jed was mentioning, it was around $200, $300, and I wanted to get involved in this, emerging technology, which was cryptocurrency. And my freshman year of college, actually, I was following the market closely. I heard about this new project coming out that's going to kind of be better than Bitcoin. It may have some more use cases. It was called Ethereum. And I was able to purchase Ethereum around $5, $6, saw it go up and up, and was able to, grab a large bag around $10. So I was able to ride the first wave of the kind of the 2016, 2017 market, saw a lot of stuff, go through, come and go, and really opened my eyes to what this whole, decentralized finance and this whole blockchain technology, what was coming, right? So I kept staying involved in the communities. I kept trying to understand more and more what's going on, and having that experience greatly helped me, because I went through college, got a great job, and by the time the next bull run came around, I was able to actually build my bag seriously and actually take a serious look at these investments that were up and coming, in these projects that had so much potential. And so I learned a lot of DeFi on the Ethereum side, which, as we all know, is quite expensive. So my tuition was a bit expensive, but I was happy to learn about through researching and looking around. Actually, the YouTuber and community member Crypto Slow, he was the first individual who introduced me to Elephant Money, and this was prior to the Elephant token launch, the Elephant liquidity drive. And so I was already fascinated with the idea that, hey, this whole new emerging global system of banking is emerging, and you don't have to use Joe Schmo bank down the street that's giving you nothing, right? You can actually learn about these projects that are seeking to provide traditional financial services, even new financial services, and actually take advantage of being early. And so I really found Elephant Money, even when it was quite in its early stages, to be a fascinating idea, that this global online, all you need is an internet connection and it's some sort of crypto wallet, right? You can now participate and earn yield and earn, quite, substantial, cryptocurrency using these technologies. So that's when I got involved with Elephant Money. And, since then it's just been a ride. And this is a project, that really has helped me out personally. And like I said, I've been in so many projects, so many good times and bad times. But one thing I never quite found that I found in Elephant Money was that longevity and long-term outlook. There's so many projects that are here to get today, gone tomorrow. So many projects with tokenomics that allow a lot of flow of funds, but I haven't quite found, until I found Elephant Money, a DeFi project that was looking to be here for the next 5, 10 years. This was something that I saw to be incredibly valuable, because this is what we want, right? This global decentralized bank that is accessible to everyone, and like I said, beats anything in traditional finance. So I'm happy to be here with you guys, and I'm just so excited to share, such the blessing and the power that DeFi has been in my life, and it's brought me to this point today where I can teach others as well.
Oh my goodness. That is, I'm just taking all of that in and absorbing all of this. That is all of your journeys are just excellent, in terms of the fact that, first, what I want to share from my heart is this is the first time that I'm actually meeting other people who are in cryptocurrency. So I got started with a couple of friends. I told this story on the last video I did. We got started in a node project, and nodes were all the rage. And at the time, being brand new, this is in December of 2021, being brand new, I had no idea that it was a bull run. And so after getting involved in this node project, I started getting into the habit of watching YouTube videos, because that was like my only way of learning about projects and learning about crypto. And people were just saying, I'm making $400 a day in this project, and I'm making $300 a day in this project. And it was just like low-hanging fruit everywhere. And so I was buying, not realizing at the time that I was buying at all-time highs. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to read charts. I didn't know how to follow trends. I didn't know anything. And so it became a real lonely world of crashing, it's because the bull run hit, and the only thing that has really stayed steady has been elephant money. Other things have survived. So with the next, the bear run hit. And so who knows, some of those projects that have survived might do really well in the next bull run. But what's happened to me is I feel really fortunate that I'm suddenly in this community where I'm meeting folks like you all. I'm on a Telegram that is enjoyable to read because there's all sorts of information and knowledge. Now I'm on several other smaller Telegram communities, and it's a different world than what I've been in. So it's really neat to hear your stories and your process, because you try to explain this to people, to friends who think that crypto is imaginary. They just have, it's hard to explain this to people. So it's really refreshing for me to just be able to just engage every day with folks who get it, and who are involved. And then we want to onboard other folks into crypto, but I feel like elephant money is like absolutely the best way to do it, So with that, why don't we get into one of the topics that we talked about? I'm kind of producing as we speak here, so I'm looking at my phone to look at the agenda that I proposed here. So what if we talk about, why don't we just talk about the flagship token of elephant money? And if anybody wants to just take that, what is the elephant money token, and what does that mean in relation to the rest of the ecosystem?
Yeah, I can just start this conversation.
Let's go, Jay. Let's go.
Yeah, I will be short. So elephant money, a couple of most important things for people who don't know what is elephant money. So elephant token is basically a must thing to do, a must thing to have in your bag, because once supply shock comes to elephant money ecosystem, this token will moon. So that would be like basic explanation what is elephant token. Not financial advice, of course, but this is the first thing what I was what I cared about when I found elephant money. And only after that, only after I was happy with my, bags, initial bags of elephant money, and then I started expanding into, deeper into the ecosystem. But yeah, the first thing was elephant token, and I'm pretty sure someone will really explain it, why it is so great.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about supply shock, what that means, because I know I've got some newer folks that I'm introducing to DeFi. So some of the terms that are really easy for us to understand. Can we just explain this to people who don't understand, they just don't understand what we're talking about?
Sure, I can jump in on that if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so kind of like what Jed was talking about, the elephant token is a very unique token in that there's a thing called tokenomics, which describes the kind of background, the mechanics of the token, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Elephant, right? There's all these different tokens. You're going to hear of some more, I'm sure, in your journey of crypto, and all of them behave a little bit different. Some behave the same as others, but very few have deep and mathematical and methodical thought behind kind of how they're going to exist and behave in the market. And so this idea of supply shock, this is an idea as, I'll just use, an example of, let's say we all love chocolate, right? And we all want to buy some chocolate bars at the store. If there's 100 chocolate bars and there's no more shipment coming in, right? If all the chocolate bars get taken out of the store and there's only a few left, well, the shopkeeper, he can demand a higher price because, right, there's a lot of demand for chocolate, but not many chocolate bars left. And so kind of going back to the tokenomic idea, that same idea is presented in elephant money, where it's mathematically designed in such a way to have only a certain number that exist on the market. And as they continue to be taken off and off the market, there's only few remaining, right? The market price of each, the elephant token in this case is a lot higher than it was, just previously when the supply was larger. So that's what's so fascinating to me, and what really got me involved in elephant money was this, very, intentional design for this token to become short in supply and thus cause such a large price appreciation. And right now, if you're watching this, and all the guys, in this chat today, and all the girls joining later, right, we stand at a very interesting and also just very, a very blessed period, because the supply shock is going to happen again. This is like I mentioned, a mathematically driven event that as time progresses and those elephant tokens or chocolate bars, right, are being taken out of the store or market, right, as that continues to happen, this is a simple, economics 101 event that's going to happen. So that's kind of, to give a big picture, that's what the supply shock is. It's the ability for a asset, or a token in this case, for its price to appreciate at a very rapid pace due to a lack of supply that's left on the market. So like I said, we stand at a very interesting point in time, because as each day progresses and each day there's less elephant available, right, we're getting closer to that day. So it's exciting times right now.
Yes.
Oh,
Great. You want to add anything to that?
Yeah, if I may.
Yeah.
Or anyone who wants to do a deep dive in the actual nuts and bolts mathematics that actually buttresses the supply shock phenomenon, I'd recommend going to a channel called Elephant Money Herd. This is a gentleman who makes a lot of long format 20-30 minute videos. If you're really into the math, if you really want to know what's actually behind this, is this just he goes like far beyond the the little soundbite buzzwords that we kind of have to talk in those terms for the sake of introducing the concept to people. But if anyone wants to go deeper, understand how do these automated market maker liquidity pools, all the nuts and bolts that go behind this supply shock mechanism that we're talking about, that's where I would go next. But you two have done a fantastic job of summarizing it. I could not have done a better job. So there are resources. This community runs deep, and there's a huge knowledge base to tap into, and we are all available readily to anyone who wants to know more.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off Greg, Bailey from the Elephant Money Herd YouTube channel, and he's just a fantastic teacher. He's actually a mathematics teacher, from my understanding, and that's the type of person you want to, who can really understand the, like he's saying, the nuts and bolts, and really explain it on a level that's accessible to everyone. So definitely worth your time. An amazing investment of time to really see. If, like I said, if you're found the elephant token and you're interested in learning more, that is the one-stop shop to get the mathematically definitions and mathematically see what's going on. So can't recommend that channel enough.
Absolutely. So I'm going to say this from the experience that I've had with some protocols that are minting more and more tokens. There's some protocols where the mathematics actually are a bit upside down compared to what we are talking about right now. So Bitcoin, for example, was, the white paper and how that was written is that there's going to be a finite supply of Bitcoin. And that is why the design is working as it is. That's why it launched all of DeFi and crypto, is that people who understood mathematics, they understood finance, they understood this. And then they looked at the technology, they said, this is a beautiful thing. This is brilliant. And so what has happened in DeFi is it seems that there are a lot of developers who have noticed, wow, we can shoot fish in a barrel. We can write up some protocols, throw up a website, get people excited, get people throwing money at us, but they haven't done any of the planning out. And so we see these protocols go up and down like a house of cards. What we are talking about with Elephant Money is something that you can literally study every day, and understand this is built on some really solid ground. This has been really well thought out, very well planned out. We can look at the structure, we can look at true numbers, and it all makes sense to some of the best minds who understand how this all works. That is why we are on this podcast today. That's why a lot of people are focusing their attention on just this one ecosystem.
100%.
Yeah.
It's 100% accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this constant product formula and AMM, I don't know, it's doing wonders. We just don't see it yet until it's back to a steady state. And soon people will remember. I still remember this time when it was performing in steady state, the way it has to, the way it was designed to perform. So, we are coming back. It's coming, guys. It's coming. And then, then we party.
That's right.
Yeah.
And kind of like you were mentioning a moment ago about how many projects have shiny lights and bright ideas, but what really makes me very passionate about Elephant Money is the beauty of the tokenomics, about how sticky the capital is once it's involved in the system. So have you guys ever stepped on a piece of gum before? I mean, who hasn't? I do that probably once a week, right? And you ever try to get a stick or something and take the gum off, and now it's a little piece still on, and now you got to go in, right? It's very sticky, and that's the way I would describe the capital that is involved within Elephant Money. It sticks within the protocol, designed on purpose for that long-term, sustainability aspect. A lot of these, like you're mentioning, they're just fish in a barrel, and there's money coming in, going right out, and they're here today, gone tomorrow, but they don't have that forethought and design of that stickiness of capital, which I just find to be incredibly brilliant, especially designing a global system for the long-term view. I mean, this is, the best I've seen.
Yeah.
Elephant Token's 2 years old, guys. It's and this is in
Yeah.
a world where most projects will collapse months to weeks. Like each of these DeFi projects.
And 2 years was like 2-3 days ago. So congratulations to all of us. But
Yeah.
What I like about BT, the developer in particular, is that he does build things for the long haul. He's not complacent either. Like he does. I have seen more contracts and more innovation come out of him than in a matter of months than I will see from other developers over spans of years, right? You know,
And
like,
I think that because BT has, all of the competencies needed, that's what I loved about this Elephant Money as well, because, BT bank teller is mastermind here, and there are many, many haters in the space, and for obvious reasons. But I won't go deep into it. But in reality, BT is one of the rare diamonds, and so people with such qualities, they are not involved in crypto projects. They are on much more serious, worldwide projects, and so. That's why I stick with Elephant Money so much, because I value his competences, and I think that's why it is so fast in the Elephant Money ecosystem, because he does not have many, if any, dependencies, and if he needs to build something, so he just sits and builds it, and in businesses I've been involved, or I run, I was always involved with developers and teams of developers, and I see how fast or how slow things move there. And guys, in Elephant Money, we are experiencing rocket speed, and just not many people are grateful for that, and or they realize that. So, but I do see, and that's why we are recovering, because there are competences, and we can adjust to any market conditions. So yeah, there is only way, top right.
Yeah, absolutely. For any business to thrive, especially in technology, you've got to see around corners. You've got to be able to be innovative. Look at a company like Apple. Look at how they've constantly been able to be on cutting edge. That's just one example, but there are multiple examples of that. Tesla, different companies. I have a good friend who's worked for Hewlett Packard for many years. And you cannot move slowly. You have to have your head in it, and you have to be willing to pivot at a moment's notice. And so to have somebody who, because we see developers, and let me tell you, I'm not going to throw stones at these developers, because I can't do it. I haven't started a crypto project. All I'm talking about is just what I've seen. Is some of them do a lot of talking before the fact. What BT does is he does something, and then he tells us. He says, "Hey, I created, I did this," and we're all just, whoa. And the cool thing is that it's really easy to then integrate to it. It's usable right off the bat. There aren't even any bugs. We're not even going, oh, but it's not working yet. You didn't, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, or even like the perfect example, the peppersteak.com. It's like one more part of the ecosystem, and it was like it happened like this. BT saw the opportunity in the growing market, like he saw it before 100 million market cap. Now it's over $1 billion. But I mean, and he saw the opportunity, and he executed on that, and just like that, in a couple of days we have one more solution to approach more people to join our community, and it's such a great idea.
Right.
Just like you're all kind of mentioning, what I kind of teach to people who I work with is there's 4 criteria that really can help with determining if a project's worth getting involved in. And number 1 I mentioned is the developer or team behind the project, which we're discussing, right? This guy's probably the best operator in the business, just how much he's doing and how quick he can get it done. Number 2, I mentioned about the community, which what we're here discussing today, just a robust source of knowledge and very, people who are looking to see this project grow and also have that long view and like-minded community. Number 3, I discussed about the utility, like what is the use case? Like why would anyone want to get involved? Like what's going on? What is the project's goal? Right. And number 4, I talk about the tokenomics, because we've seen so many tokens just come and go, and they don't have that stickiness, as we were mentioning, that liquidity. So, when I think about elephant money and I push those 4 criteria against the elephant money ecosystem and project, it's high numbers across the board. I just think anyone getting involved in elephant or anyone learning more about it, like this is a diamond, and it's not in the rough either. It's a shining diamond, one of the the largest project on the Binance Smart Chain, formerly known Binance Smart Chain, BNB chain. But yeah, I mean, as you guys are mentioning, there's so much here to be discovered and so much to be proud of as well. For going up to the right.
Yeah. So you mentioned liquidity real quick, and then I want to acknowledge some of the folks who're jumping in here. You mentioned liquidity. The best way I can look at this is, let's compare decentralized finance to traditional banking. We are interested in decentralized finance because traditional banking completely lets us down. And I've listened to hours and hours and hours of BT speaking, and he speaks right to my heart and to the heart of many, many other people who I've listened to podcasts, Crypto 101 podcasts, people who've developed Pancake Swap, Coinbase, and all of these folks and their backgrounds. And we have a common goal, and that is for people globally. There's a lot of people who live in countries where their governments are holding them back financially so badly. It's sickening. I mean, I've been to a communist country, and my wife and I returned, and we had some emotional breakdowns, like for days after that, because of what we saw. It was simply horrible. And that was just a keyhole into where other parts of the world, decentralized finance and cryptocurrency is that's a part of the goal for a lot of people, to help people around the world be able to get on an equal playing field, and to be able to have access to finances so that they can live a different kind of a life than they are under the current financial system that their governments keep us under. So to bring that back to our, the banking system, and you talked about liquidity, our banks aren't even keeping the money that we're putting into their savings. They don't even have the money. So they're not being good stewards over our money. And yet we can look at something like Elephant Money. And I know there are some other projects out there, but it's designed so well that the liquidity is growing. It's got a system where it's not going to dump on us. It's not borrowing our money to buy bonds and try to make more money. And I love the fact that's what BT's goal is. That's what he talks about all of the time. He wants us to be a community bank for the people. He wants people to totally be set free by this. And that is just an awesome thing here. I want to bring in a few comments. We've got some people watching. First off, I'm not playing favorites. I'm just going from the top. This is my wife. Hey, Shelly.
Hi, wife.
We all need the explanations of what these crypto terms mean and such. So thank you. You are very welcome. I'm all about teaching. Both of my parents were teachers, so I love being able to explain things to people. I love the fact that Elephant Money Herd does the math teaching. I love the fact that you guys are a part of it as well. Matt Egan, welcome. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt.
BD. Darth Knight in the room. Yo, good to see ya. Matt says, Binance, the top holder of Pepe. Does Binance buy this so they can sell it on their exchange, or to hodl, or both?
No, I think also the users are depositing money to Binance centralized exchange, and this is the wallet they hold. But I think they are also buying it. So, because they know what's coming. I don't personally, I don't think it's the end of the story, because I already have some unreleased profits, and I have no intention in selling it out, because I think it's just the beginning. And just by looking how market is approaching this Pepe, so it looks like it will stay here, and it will be one of the blue chip meme coins, in the company with Doge and Shiba. So and it can outpace it. So we will see. I am pretty happy. I found it. I entered around at around 100 million market cap, and yeah, I will keep it. I will keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Totally.
I could go back and touch on kind of your wife's question, just to give a kind of a big overview picture with crypto and
Yeah.
what this whole game, and not game, but rather this whole movement and technology is about,
Totally.
right? So, depending on where you live in the world, let's say you live in the United States, right? You use the US dollar, you play by the US government's rules and regulations. If you lived in Mexico, you'd use the peso, you'd play by Mexico's rules and regulations. If you lived in Japan, you would use the yen, you would play by Japan's rules and regulations. What
Yeah.
crypto and DeFi is about is saying, hey, how about, what if, if you lived in a communist country or somewhere maybe not as fortunate to have a savings account or bank, right? You have to use the systems that are present. What crypto and DeFi are about is saying, hey, let's build this global system where it's not under one ruler or one government. Let's make it where it's, an equal footing and have everyone be able to participate. And the only thing you need is an internet connection. And so that's what this whole movement's really about, is saying, no matter where you're at in this world, you can use these financial products, these savings accounts, these investing, this insurance, XYZ, and even new things being discovered and invented every day, and really give you the opportunity to prosper with your finances, and not be held back by any one or any certain group of people holding you back. It's really about bringing the power of your finances, of your resources into your hands. So I just wanted to throw that kind of in there, because that's what this whole movement and this whole technology can bring to the world. And I think it's a very beautiful idea, and it's amazing to see, like, even something like elephant money, like we're talking about, people around the world will be able to use that and protect their wealth and build their wealth, and find success in their personal lives. So I think a lot of amazing change can occur using these technologies, and it's happening as we speak. So it's an exciting time to be part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really neat that this is it's a global situation. Ged, you're in Europe. What country are you in?
I am digital nomad. I
Yeah.
spend at least half of my time in the Emirates, in Dubai, and other
Oh.
half in Europe. So, but
Yeah.
I am planning to relocate it to one of the European tax havens, because they are everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, I wanted to touch on banking question, because you spoke. You touched that they don't keep assets, so it's not that bad, at least outside US, because I am closely related to banking. I run business in banking, and when it comes to clients' money, every financial institution is obligated to keep those assets, money, separately in segregated accounts. So it's they just don't have any options of loaning or doing similar stuff what FTX, for example, was doing in crypto world. So it's not that YOLO anymore once Panama Papers happened.
Yeah. My goodness. Darth Knight, welcome. Can't wait till Elephant makes us some legendary gains and we can all meet up on Elephant Island.
And then we all, you got it, pump it up.
That's right.
Pump it up.
And I love that there's a lot of hard work behind it too. We'll find that success by doing things like this. Getting together, sharing ideas, informing other members of our community, outreaching to outside of our circles, getting out of our comfort zone. There's going to be work involved, and I love that we have a dev that kind of acknowledges that and encourages us.
Yes.
So we'll meet on Elephant Island after a lot of hard work together.
Yeah, we have a great community, and I'm very, very excited about upcoming Bertha Club, which was this idea in my head was created exactly for the same reason, to gather up, with people and to, to have some fun social activities, to bring more happiness into people's lives. So that's what we need, because crypto and DeFi, it is not only, chats in Telegram or Discord. It's not only about the tokenomics or charts. It's about the people. All it comes to people, and we have to, celebrate it.
Yeah. I just saw a commercial. I don't even know what it's for, because it's the first time I saw it, and it's a whole bunch of people in a bar or tavern, and they're all singing Sweet Caroline, and there's no music. It's just they're all singing it, and a woman walks in, and the look on her face, she's just and the tagline is like, people need each other. And it's so that is we do. I mean, just the idea of just a bunch of, that's what we do. We do need each other. And when we're doing things together, it's giving us purpose. It's giving us life. I mean, I'm on this journey here, not for myself. I want to bless my wife and daughter, of course. I want to bless my in-laws. I want to bless my mom, my friends. I want this to be something that a lot of people can get caught up in and break out of some of the pressure and stress that a lot of us feel in just trying to hustle for the dollar constantly, and even though I did all the right things, I got good grades, I got a master's degree, I got into that field and was immediately miserable. And I thought, what's wrong with me? I thought I was on the path to just, getting that job and making that money like my dad. He was a college professor and he loved his work. And I'm like, why don't I like my work? So I have been, I'm sure I know I'm not alone in this. I've been trying to find what I love to do that can make me a living and a career. My wife and I are musicians. We love being musicians, but then there's also such a downside of it because we don't make a living and a career. We don't make money. We constantly get people saying, hey, can you donate? Can you donate to this? Can your 11-piece band play for our fundraiser? I mean, we're $9,000-$10,000. We can't just give that money. You know how much money it costs just for us to show up. So this is just a different world. I'll move off of that topic. I'm just, you can see how I am. I'm waking up every morning with a new purpose. I'm looking at you guys. We met on Telegram. I'm looking at new friends I've made. I've been so lonely in crypto for 15 months. And all of a sudden, look at this. We're here talking, making friends, and we're going to continue.
Yeah, and kind of like you were mentioning Elephant Island, the way we're going to get there is by rowing together, which is, I think, what this community is about, right? Like Greg was mentioning, there's a bunch of hard workers all throughout, and just a great place for people to come and, like you said, make new friends and meet people who share this interest. And I think that's just such an amazing thing to be able to row together all the way to Elephant Island. So I'm excited and having fun doing so.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the tagline we should start using. Row together to Elephant Island. I'm gonna be mentioning that.
I like it.
Let's row together to Elephant Island. I love it. Hey, okay, so looking at some of the topics I want to touch on, let's get into futures. And let me preface by saying this: I don't want to talk about myself too much, so I'm going to be very succinct here. But what I was doing on YouTube is I was looking to diversify. I was looking for different projects. I was trying to learn, and I was, constantly looking around. What's wonderful about the Elephant ecosystem is I can do the multiple things that I want to do right here within Elephant. And futures is one of them. Let's jump into that. Anybody want to?
I
like pick that up.
I like to liken futures as a money flywheel. It's a system that's developed for some really powerful potential, but you can't just take advantage of it. You can't just inflate yourself away, or you can't just compound willy-nilly. The real power of the real power of compound interest will be stymied if we all kind of inflate our tokens away. Just look at I'll say it. Just look at what's going on with Drip. They keep on minting tokens because they have this uninhibited access to compound interest.
Yeah.
Compounding has a price, has a cost, so it has to have a price. I think the fact that there is a minimum deposit that you need to put in, A, to get started, and B, to take advantage of compound interest. That's the key to its sustainability. So that's that is my high level synopsis. Money flywheel. You can't just pour money into it once and expect to make a whole bunch. You need to keep putting energy into it. Just like our collective efforts of getting the word out too. That's part of rowing together in the same direction. We can't. It's crypto and financial systems in general were never meant to be a once and done sort of thing. If you want the easy button, buy elephant tokens, pay your due with taxes. But when it comes to the financial products, there is an element of active participation that's necessary.
Yes. Yeah.
And futures, in my eyes, is just one more example of the community effort, because I have seen so many times people come, and they suggest suggestions, and then they also say that BT never cares and never looks at it. But futures is the result of the work together with the community, because the idea itself was, created in the chat, in the Discord chat, and just by brainstorming together with the community and BT. Another thing what I am really excited about the futures is that it always buys Elephant, my favorite token, so, please, futures is best, it always, pays money, but, it always buys Elephant, and Elephant is my favorite, and, there is a saying, like there is always a child in the family which you love more. I don't know, in my case, it's not the reality, but so Elephant, in the Elephant family is my favorite child.
Nice. And so what you're talking about. Oh, go ahead. Go for it.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to.
Okay. Well, what you're talking about, it just keeps us bringing us back to some of these basics that I want some beginners to understand. Springs, you mentioned early about getting in early. And that became something that I grew to really dislike, the concept of getting in early, because a lot of these protocols were set up in such a way that the whales, the people who knew how to play the game, the sharks, you get in on the front end, the token price pumps, and then the sharks and the whales sell, the token price plummets, crashes, the project dies, and all of us who didn't know what we were doing get left, we spent money that we'll basically possibly will never recoup. Elephant money is not one of those. We're early, but we're also not going to be the only ones who have a chance. You know what I mean? So early is great because we're learning it, we're understanding it, we get to be a part of building it. But it's, like Greg says, it's a flywheel. It's going to keep perpetuating. The way I see it in my mind is it's like a pump, an African village that has no fresh water, and then somebody drills a pump and it has to get primed, and then that pump gets going and then it's on. And that's the way elephant money is set up. So what Get is talking about, where Bertha keeps buying elephant, we're talking about supply shock. Again, what does that mean to somebody who doesn't understand these tokenomics? Well, BT set up a system where Bertha is a wallet that only buys. So we do not have a person who has emotions and wants to make money by selling and dumping a huge bag of elephant, which can cause panic selling and a crash. We have Bertha, who through all of the other systems that when people are buying and selling, Bertha is gobbling up the elephant token supply. And that is leading us to the supply shock, which will cause the parabolic price appreciation.
Yeah, yes. I mean, the power of Bertha is unmatched in any other DeFi protocol. Like we're saying, there's some others that may offer, competitive products. None that really compete with futures. It really is the best smart contract that, in my research and many others have found. Like you're mentioning, the magic happens from Bertha's size and strength, right? Many projects don't have a giant, the largest holder, the largest whale being a smart contract that works in the holder's self-interest, right? It works for the community. And it's just something that, like I was mentioning, just is the magic behind, futures being sustainable long term. You have this deep liquidity that allows the token price to maintain a high price and allows, like I said, that backing for futures. So I think that Bertha is such a valuable part of the ecosystem. It really is the silver bullet that makes this whole show and this whole protocol, work so fluidly. So it's just an amazing thing because, like you mentioned, no matter what time you're interacting with the protocol, you've got the biggest and largest and most powerful participant in the protocol working for you. You have, you're never early and never late. This is something that isn't found in, pretty much any other large, DeFi protocol. Usually it's like we mentioned, it's other people who are early, already have large bags, have been there for a while, and the newcomers don't have that same opportunity. Whereas here in futures, you have that same opportunity. If you came today, you could be the biggest futures participant. You can start small and grow your account. So it's just something that I think is necessary, and it makes me so proud for it to be part of our ecosystem.
Right. And, we're not concerned about a native token price because it's BUSD in and out. And that's a really comforting situation there. We're not, popping on in the morning, looking at the chart going, uh-oh, where are we? BUSD is BUSD. So and then it's easy to do some calculating on it and just say, hey, here's my planning. Crypto Stew did an excellent calculator. I'll see if I can find a link to that. Again, we can just keep studying. We can keep looking at this. If you want to know how to do futures, look up Elephant Money Futures on YouTube. There's some great videos out there. I found out about Elephant through some of these videos, SK Crypto K being one of them. Shout out to you, brother. His videos pulled me in, and and it makes sense the way he explains it. It makes sense. So what's great is that you can learn about future. What is future? You can learn about it. Get onto YouTube, watch some of those videos, take it in. Yeah. Okay. So, Darth Knight, the role for futures was just a great idea. We've tried so many of these projects where you get 1-2% a day, 0.5% coupled with the rolling amount makes it so much more sustainable. Yep. That is just so true. We're just not going to see, because, those other projects, you see the liquidity grow and grow and grow to a certain point, and then suddenly it tumbles. It tumbles and crumbles. And, that's just no fun for everybody involved. And so to make people to be responsible by adding some money instead of perpetually compounding is genius. Yeah. So, hey, let's jump into another part of this ecosystem, which is the staking. So
the staking is, you mean the trumpet, or which
You're talking about Pepe stake, right?
Or Pepe stake?
Yes. Oh, you know what? And I wrote staking, and honestly, I'm going to tell you what I meant was farms.
Farms. Okay. Farms.
Staking,
Yeah.
staking into the farms. So
Farms, maybe I will start with that.
Okay.
I am a huge fan of farms. I was busy building them for quite some time. And why? Because due to great entry point. Because I don't know what's the price now of trunk, but basically now, since the trunk is off peg, when you open your position in the farms, and once the trunk repegs, that's where the magic happens, because immediately you turned your position to a higher level, and your yield will also like increase by 5 or almost 6 times at today's prices. So I don't know. It's in my eyes, it's a great opportunity to open positions while it's so cheap.
I mean, that's some great alpha there, Jed. Like he's mentioning, if now is a great time to build your farm position, if you have, some prior, coins you've accumulated in the past, if you've been into crypto, right? If you want to hold on to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, XRP, or even stable coins, right? You just want to have that security, right? You have these farms where you can build your farm, like Jed was mentioning, and really have a lot of upside as trunk recovers to a peg. So I find it fascinating. I've been in a lot of projects with different farming opportunities. Sometimes, you'll see, kind of the earlier farms where, if it's the layer one pool, which just means you're using the native token to then pair it with a blue chip like a Bitcoin, like Ethereum. Oftentimes they'll give you such a high APR. That's when you've seen these 5,000, 2,000, right? But as we know, through inflation and as we were mentioning earlier, through minting of additional tokens, right, your project doesn't have a long lifespan. And oftentimes it's the average Joe just trying to get involved in crypto, trying to learn and make some money, make some crypto, right? They're often the ones that get hurt the most. What I love about this farms component of the Elephant Money ecosystem is that it's designed, for, like we're talking about, everything in this ecosystem, a long runway, and it has these very reasonable and actually quite high APRs that you can, that really beat anything else, especially for, like I said, these blue chip cryptos. So it's definitely a great time and opportunity to build a farm if you have a certain crypto that you like to hold as well. And it's just another, amazing product that Bank Teller has provided to the community. So like we're talking about, just so many different options where like I always mention as well, you really want to focus on the elephant token at first, but once you've got a bag you're comfortable with elephant, really start looking into things like farms and futures and trumpet. But it's such a awesome things if you're looking for liquid capital and high yield.
Yeah, I see the farms to provide at least two benefits to the community. Number one, much like the recently released Pepe staking, it is an opportunity to reach out to the broader crypto community and to offer them something amazing on their blue chip assets. If you hold Ethereum, if you hold Bitcoin, if you hold heck, even Dogecoin is one of them. You have a chance to actually earn passive yields on your blue chips and also have, while maintaining 100% autonomy over your assets. You can withdraw at any time. There have been countless audits that show exactly how airtight it all is. So there is a marketing aspect, but it also extends. Honestly, for me, the value of farms is it's going to just be another reason to just simply stay in the Elephant Money ecosystem, because I have a chance to diversify in the broader crypto market in this whole menagerie of blue chip assets, but also keep helping the herd in a way. You have to pair up these blue chips with an equal value of trunk, and with that, I am keeping this stable coin out of circulation. I'm doing my part to help Bertha, and doing her job of restoring peg and keeping it on peg once we get there. And I don't know, man. Like it really did round out the ecosystem, make it feature complete, in my opinion.
And another great thing about the farms is that it's trustless and it's taxless. So the protocol has no administrative controls to your assets. So it's like your personal, your safe. Like you would have a safe in the house. So this is a safe in the blockchain. Totally trustless, because nobody can touch your assets, and you can move in, you can move out, and there is no tax. And so my plan is to build a portfolio of blue chips inside the Elephant Money ecosystem, because I am pretty confident the APRs, when we are at steady state, the APRs will be the best in the market. And that's the main idea why farms have been launched, because we, just like with Pepe Stake, we want to approach different markets. So our farms would be, the competitor would be maybe Venus. So yeah, I mean, the future is bright. So good things to come. We just rowing to the elephant's island.
Yeah. So since we're talking about an animal token, Greg, I think your cat was wanting to be introduced and be a part of this chat.
Yes, yeah. I forgot to close the door. She got a little bit snuggly.
He or she was waiting for an introduction. If I was in my living room, one of our 4 cats would probably have gotten involved in this as well.
Very human moment, It's like,
yes, I love
we're
it.
just people here,
Living the best life. Yeah. So to piggyback on the farms, it's great that I'm not clicking on multiple bookmarks to go to different places. I'm also going to say this: it's easy to understand. There's sometimes I've looked into farms and I click on the page and they give you so many options. Your head just like, okay, how much am I going to have to study this to try to figure this out? And in addition to that, the rewards could be, especially the fact that we're on our way to Trunk, going back to PEG, and let's touch on that. What does that mean? The Trunk price has gone down. And I want to address people who are coming onto the Telegram chat and they haven't been around for a while. I'm sure they're wondering, why is everybody excited? I got heavily into Stampede and now my value's gone down terribly. Why should I be involved in this? Let's talk about that, because what's happening in farms for me, I'm thinking long term. I've staked some blue chips. I'm not going to lose any value in the blue chips because there will be no impermanent loss. We're not creating a pair, which is another brilliant thing. I've never seen that. So we're not creating an LP. It's the standalone blue chip, and then the Trunk, and then what you put in Trunk gets doubled. So you're earning on double the amount of Trunk that you put in. So there's that reward. And then we can continue to earn rewards in Trunk and look forward to Trunk getting back to PEG. So what do we say to everybody who does have a big bag in Stampede and they're naturally bummed? But here's the deal. What token, what project hasn't lost a ton of value? Every single project. Oh, but by the way, Elephant has outperformed the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the world through this bear market. That is amazing. And so
after the attack, so it's like double shot, And yes, though I love the thing that Elephant Money now is battle tested and is stress tested. It's good thing. It's good thing because there have been many improvements, and also the proactive, community members and everyone else who knew Elephant Money have a chance to load up on amazing price points. I was loading up on higher prices as well. I mean, I don't know. Elephant is my favorite child. So I was loading up on regular basis. I
Yeah.
still plan to load up on more.
Yeah. So now, now I look at the chart, I look at my holdings in Elephant and just see it just incrementally going up. So
Always
to go
going up.
back to talk about,
Yeah.
chunk, going back to PEG, what do we tell to everybody, Stampede? They don't even realize that there's a V6. They're like, oh, all my chunk is gone. Can we help some folks there?
Yeah, I definitely, I want to help out, continue to, spread the positive news that there was a recovery effort going on and it's going fantastic. I would take a bet here, and if anyone wants to take me up on it, we can do a private chat. Jed can be the escrow manager. I would argue I have a larger Stampede bag than probably majority of people in Elephant Money, and I'm not losing any sleep over it because I see from a mile away what's happening. I can see that the effort that's been happening through the community, through Bertha strengthening, that Trunk is on its way back to PEG and being over collateralized once again. And so, what's really important is that education aspect. And I know we have, Crypto Stew and we have Elephant Money Herd. They provide a lot of insights, and I want to also join their ranks and really provide that peace of mind to understand, what's happening. Why is Elephant going up, but Trunk still seems to be kind of seeping down and staying flat, right? I want to be able to show people that no, actually, there's a lot of really good things happening, and as more liquidity gets built up within the treasury, as Bertha regains her full strength, that hey, Trunk is going to be $1 and be able to be stuck there for years and years and years because of how rich that the elephant treasury is and how much people are involved within, like we're talking about the farms, Stampede, and other mechanisms to keep Trunk off the market and ensure that there's more collateral than needed for it. So, like I was mentioning, if anyone wants to take that bet, we'll start off with $1 billion elephant. But no, I promise you guys, as like we were talking about, despite this bear, despite the attack, right, the genius tokenomics are causing that liquidity to become so sticky and cause that, proper recovery to its full status. So, I mean, it just like, each one teach one. Let's row together, and it will be here before you know it. And you'll be kicking yourself that you didn't pick it up when it wasn't all the way fully recovered.
Yeah. This is the first season in my crypto career to be able to buy things on the cheap. Because I realized, I spent 4 months buying everything when it was overpriced. So like when I listen to SK Crypto K, give his brilliant descriptions, and he'll talk about, and you can buy cheap Trunk. Right now Trunk is at a massive discount, and then when you're staking, you're earning some more Trunk, and so it's just a process of just collect, just pile it up and wait and be patient. Yeah.
And very quickly, the times will come when Trunk is back at PEG, and then people will blame themselves. Why haven't I bought more? And it happens with every single coin. The most spoken toy nowadays, token, it's the same story. It's the same story. Everyone, I don't know. It's the same story, and it will happen with Elephant, with Trunk. So smart people are buying, and yeah.
I think I saw someone in the chat mention their friend, Uber eating at night to, take that money for their futures deposit and other elephant purchases. But I mean, we laugh at it, but I myself have taken drastic measures before in the past, and they've had quite, large rewards. So I find that to be, the whole saying, buy when there's fear in the market, and then, buy when everyone else is scared. And that's really the time to, make life-changing gains. So, I mean, all those out there who are doing that right now, I applaud you. And like I said, bright futures ahead.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're in futures, you're already back on PEG. It's you're already getting that full 0.5% a day yield, and there isn't any that's the thing. You have options. There are several ways to diversify. There's many ways to approach this system and to diversify your bag even within this same system. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just wonderful. Yeah. I was looking at the chat. I was going to say something, and I lost track of what I was going to say because I'm just enjoying this so much. I love your idea for these chats. Well, I had this idea because I'm on this Telegram and I'm literally meeting people, and I'm just going, this community is so great. I kind of got the idea of the fact that community in crypto is a big driving force in each project. I don't know why that made sense to me, that community had a lot to do with it. I guess just from watching like certain YouTubers. James Pelton has done a few of the AMAs here, and he's got a big community. And people, when they're passionate about something, you have a group of people passionate about something, it moves mountains. And so I started to see that in decentralized finance. And so getting on this community, I just thought, hey, let's get folks together and talk, and let's do this. I want to do this on a regular basis because I think it's just important. It's live, it's real time. We're sharing, and then people can come back to this and watch it and get ideas, because education, knowledge is so valuable. Cryptocurrency can be so daunting for people. There's you got to get a wallet, and then how do you get money from your bank into crypto, and how do you buy, and so on. So I'm going to keep doing tutorials on that. I love the fact that we're all just sharing, not just about money. It's not just about tokens and hype, but we're sharing about the people behind this, the developer behind it, the other people behind it. Let's give some shout outs. There's some Medium articles. Cryptozoa has written Medium articles that are just wonderful. They're just incredible. So you can tap into Medium articles and read. There are great YouTube videos. Springs and Ged, you guys do wonderful videos. It's meant a lot to me. Elephant Money Herd, Crypto Slow. Who else am I forgetting, like in terms of Elephant Money? But they're just some amazing people. We'll talk about the banking system. Crypto Casey is one of the first YouTubers, and I still watch her. She does a weekly update on the global system, the global history. She's a genius when it comes to explaining history of finance, history of government, and talking about how Bitcoin is here to stay, how we just have to have the mentality that even if certain people within government are saying that, oh, we've got to clamp down on this, it's wrong, we're just going to stay the course because we know what's going on behind the scenes there. Let me take an example. My uncle lives in the Philippines, and he doesn't make a lot of money. And when my dad was still living, my dad would always want to send him money. The only way to do it was Western Union. The fees that you pay, how much money you lose sending somebody some money, Western Union. And so with cryptocurrency, it's a lot. What, at 30%, I think.
Depends on the amount, but
yeah. It's just a huge amount. What I love, I listen to these podcasts and people, who have done some of this development. I can't remember who it was, but he was explaining the fact that with cryptocurrency, you can send $1 million around the world in 10 minutes, and it's still $1 million. That is huge.
And faster.
So, like you're saying, it's that impact to the lives of people. That's really what this technology has. It's that net benefit of impact into their everyday life, without these centralized kind of intermediaries that either slow the process or take their cut of it. It's really just a really powerful technology for people, right? Not companies, not something bigger than that. It's something for the people, and that's what I think is such a beautiful idea, and why I'm happy to be part of these people who are teaching that message and helping proliferate the technology, because it's a very powerful idea.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're about 75 minutes in, which I think is just a perfect time for people who've been watching live, and also when people see the video, they're going to see the time and they're going to go, oh, that's not 2.5, that's not a 4-hour video. I don't know if I want to click on it. So this will be attractive, I think, to a lot of folks. And so I really, really appreciate you all being here. Does anybody have any final comments they want to make, or
Maybe I will jump in.
Closing statement.
I don't know if it will be a closing one, but I just want to approach the Herd. Herd, you are strong. Keep doing strong, because you got it. Pump it up. Don't you want to
pump it up? You got it. Pump it up.
Each one,
Don't
teach
you
one.
want
to pump it up? Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
That's funny. We'll row together to Elephant Island, everyone. That's right. Yeah, we'll do the row.
Let's go. Let's row.
Perfect. Like I said.
Oh, I'm looking forward to these. These are awesome. I love this community chat. I love these people. Let's make it happen, Herd.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys so much. Let this be the start of
being here, guys.
You more.
I'm honored to be here with you all.
It's been great, guys. It's been so good getting to know you on the Telegram, and here we are face to face. We're gonna keep it up. Thank you, guys. Thank you, audience. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
See you guys. Each one, teach one.
Yeah. Love it.